I will be going on the road. You can come see me in Cleveland, Ohio, May 30th and 31st at Don't Tell Comedy. I will have the tickets on my website.
And I will also be headlining at the Velveeta Room June 6th and 7th in Austin, Texas. So come out, see those shows. You can get your tickets wherever tickets are sold. Here's your host, this guy.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back. You are here to another episode of Discombobulated. Good to see you. Look, great to see you. Great to see you through the lens of, I haven't uploaded this yet, but as you're listening to it, it must have been. I'm just sitting here in the path talking to you. I have been on what some scientists would call a bender. I have been on what some archaeologists will say was a Bob Bender. They're going to dig up my Bob bones, my Bob, the bone man, Jaycox, the bone man, motherfucking. They're going to dig these fuckers up. They're going to study them, and they're going to be like, this guy partied. He liked to party. He liked to party. That's why he got sick all the time, But other than that, I mean, I went very hard. I went to a place in America known as New Jersey, and it was it a blast? Yes. Did I sleep? Mm-mm. Was it my friend's birthday? Yes. Did she turn 30? Yes. Did any of us act like it? No. Much younger, and we're all a group of yes men and women. And I will say this, everyone in that group, everybody at some point was the villain of, we should probably go a little bit harder. And you're like, we can't go any harder. Are you going to take a break? But you don't turn 30 all the time. And what had happened was, it was my friend Venetia's birthday, and our friend Circa and a bunch of other people, her boyfriend Dom and everyone pitched in to fly me in. Little old Bob, can you imagine being liked so much people want to fly you into their town? In New Jersey, so they flew me out on an airplane. And I've only flown for stand-up comedy and now my friend Venetia's birthday. So we flew out and they had this huge party house that we were going to party in. And they were like, we'll hide you upstairs and she'll come out and like look at her balcony. And then you'll be like, what's up, bitch? Or whatever. And so, that's what we did. That's what we got to do. And that's what we did. My fucking ear, there it goes. It felt good. It felt good to be the surprise. I didn't know I was so special to be a surprise, which was cool. And I also didn't know. I thought she'd be like, hell yeah. We thought she'd be like, no way. Because apparently she kept asking. They were like, hey, you can't, they were talking about taking cars and you can't ride with us. And they're like, why? And she would be like, is Bobby Jaycox with you? And I was like, yes. So I'm waiting on the balcony. She comes out. I scare her or didn't scare, or whatever. And she cried. And then I didn't know how to react because I think that's so, I didn't, it was her birthday, but from a bird's eye view, could have looked like my birthday. So we partied, she cried, we all gave group hugs, and then we drank some more. There was a pool, a hot tub, and pretty much you ever go to one of those Airbnbs where you keep finding rooms? Like at the end of the night when everyone's looking for a place to sleep, you'll just be like, well, let me go see if there's a cover downstairs. And then you're like, guys, there's a whole fucking room dedicated to cars down here. You talking about a garage? No, this guy loves cars so much. He's got cars coming out of the wall. It's like a car room. You could sleep in the car room. And then you could sleep in the foosball table room. And then there's always someone who finds that they don't want to bother anybody. So they sleep on like, there's like that front door futon, you know? It's like as soon as you open the door, there's that futon so like rich people can take their shoes off. Someone will like sleep there. We didn't sleep. We did not sleep very much. And then by the time we went to sleep, there was a guy in the group who, at the party, someone paid for a guy to have hibachi, like, done, like, set up and done. I didn't even know you could do that. They're like, we're going to have hibachi brought here. And I thought that, like, maybe the guy's flinging it from the place, and they're like, look up. And you're like, oh, and you got to, like, catch it. But I didn't think you could, like, bring, and it's like, Bobby, anyone who's out there, it's like, Bobby, it's just a stove. This is probably not the podcast for you. If everything makes sense to you and you're like, yeah, actually, I'm like, then shut the fuck up. So I didn't know that. I've just never heard of this, so I didn't know it existed. I grew up in High Ridge, Missouri, where I got high. So the hibachi grill was there, and then the guy had a gun, not a real gun, a water gun. He had a water gun of sake, and he was like, he would cook and then like squirt it into our mouths. And then at night we were talking about, there was this guy who pretty much did that and passed out. Like he kept being like, give me more. And we were like, because we would count while you do it. You'd be like, it's 36, 37. And I did it a couple times too. But after a while, you're like, I came here for a birthday to have fun. Like no one wants to be the guy who passes out at a party. But this guy did. And then I made the joke where I was like, do you think whenever the hibachi guy showed up, he was like, in 30 minutes, I'm going to be asleep? Do you think that like that was part of his thought process? So by the time we all went to bed, honestly, it was probably like, I don't know what time it was, but it's maybe like 4:30 in the morning. Like by the time most people are like in their rooms, people are going to bed. Like I'm going on the bed on a couch, and I had to like move the couch so we could also watch TV. Like I'm on a couch, our friends are over here, and we're watching Nat Geo. And then that guy who passed out woke up, and he was like, he did that thing where he was like, "Oh, what time is it?" And I was like, none of us care, man. Dude, you're about to just be up by yourself. I heard he walked to the ocean and watched the sunrise. That's exactly what you should do. That's about as far as you should go. So, yeah, what a brilliantly fun time. And we walked to the ocean that night. Oh my God. And dude, my buddy Dom, he's a comedian in New Jersey, and we've become friends like real fast. Like I feel like I kind of do that with everybody. I feel like it's like I'm not trying to make every situation is unique, but it's like I will befriend people fast. But like me and Dom became friends like real fast. But especially the last time I was in New York a couple weeks ago, like I bought tickets for me and him and our friend Danny to like run around and go to New York and like go to shows. And by the way, I bought tickets, and I like looked at all the lineups in New York, and I was like, what's the best lineups that we can get? Like maybe go to 2 shows and get like the best lineups. And we got that. I might have talked about this already on the pod, but we got like the best lineups. And it's like, wait, we're going to see Dan Soder, my friend Mary Santora, my buddy Gray West, like all these fucking people that we were going to go see. And then the last comedian we were going to go see was Jordan Jensen. And I asked him, I was like, hey man, what comedian like do you love right now? Like who do you like? And he goes, dude, you know who I love? Jordan Jensen. I was like, that's the last comedian we're going to fucking see. Like I couldn't even I was no good at keeping a secret. It was hard for me to even keep the one where I was like going to pop out for our friend Venetia. It was fucking crazy. But me and Dom, we like really bonded. Like we've bonded a couple times before that, but like that was a real, I feel like it solidified it for both of us. So then about a month later is where we were walking towards the ocean. And dude, me and him are just having a great time. And at one point he's like, I want to jump in the ocean. I was like, fuck yeah, me too. And dude, I take cold showers or whatever. You ever just not feeling it? I'm usually the guy that's like, who gives a fuck? And he's like running in, and it's so cold. I'm like hoping he's going to change his mind. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm too cold too. We'll make memories the next time we're at the ocean. But he fucking like dove in. I was like, oh God. So I dove in too. And because it was so cold, when I went under, I breathed in. So then I made it like way less cool. Like he came out of the water. He like literally like I saw him get out of the water and do that thing where you like rub your face and you're like, and I came out of the water. I was like, just I'm about to throw up even thinking about it. Just like the ocean. Oh God. And Dom was like having so much fun that like he kept doing this. And I've done that too. Like I've done that whenever it's like the last time we were in Florida, I was like having a good time, like laying on my back. But dude, the waves were big. It was dark and it was so fucking cold and we were the only ones in there. And so after we jumped in, I kind of like started backing up and he keeps getting in. And I was like, I feel like you got to have that moment at the beach where you're like Lieutenant Dan, where you're like, and at that moment, he made his peace with God. Piss water goes in your mouth. Can't really make a moment with God without a little bit of the ocean and piss in your mouth. I don't know if you know that, but that's just facts. And it was so fun. And then he kept going to the ocean. And dude, like the moon was fucking beautiful that night. And he kept going in, and I was telling him the next day, I was like, dude, I wanted to keep joining you. I'm sorry I was like being cold. Cause like I wasn't being a bad vibe or anything like that. I was like, you got to get back. But I literally, as soon as I got out, like I was shaking. I literally was like looking around. I was like, you ever get so cold that you like look around and you're like, I could die. If I didn't have any help and I don't even have my shoe, might die, or I could die. So I was like, yeah, dude, I was just too cold that night. Normally I'm feeling it, but I was like, I was freezing. And, yeah, so we did sake out of a gun. We went to the ocean. Laughed so fucking hard. Oh, and then that's what I was like, what do we do the next day? The next day we go to a beautiful place, a gem of New Jersey, known as Atlantic City. We went to Atlantic City, and they turned a place that used to be somewhere else. Someone told me, and I kind of forgot, into a water park. And I'll tell you this, the outside and when you walk in, you're like, doesn't look that crazy. Best water slides I've ever ridden in my life. Usually, I feel like when you get older, you start riding water slides and you're like, they're done really fast. Like you go down and by the time you're in it, you can see the end of it and it's like fine. Everywhere you go, they're like, the slides are fine, you know? That's how I feel. I feel like the slides are fine. But we went to this place in Atlantic City and I can't now remember what it was called. It's called like the show. I don't know. I don't remember what it is called. I really forgot. The Showboat? Was it I can't remember. But dude, these slides were so much fucking fun that we were like after you would get down, we thought we'd like ride a couple slides and then as like adults we're like, oh, let's get my mother. No. We kept riding those motherfuckers. I could not stop riding them. And then you would get like that kind of tired you'd only get because of water. You know, where you just keep going in water. And speaking about piss water, so many kids where you're just like, this water, I'm going to get an infection. But dude, we were having a blast. And I'm kind of a trickster. I don't know how you guys are on rides, but they're like, keep your hands armed. And I'm like, one in one ear, out with water out the other. I fucking go like this and get it out of my head. And we were going down in the first couple ones we did like either by yourself or you could do like a double tube. And it was my friend Venetia's birthday. We partied for her all fucking week. We were going in the slides. And then there's this part where you get to like a big ball that's enclosed and you kind of like get stuck for a second. Then you like push yourself out. I jump off. So she goes up and I go, help. And she goes, and she's like trying to get me back in. And she was so not expecting it that she could not stop laughing. Like when we got to the bottom of the slide, we were both laughing so hard that we just like sat there and like, get out. And we're like, we can't. But like, I like doing that. And then I did that with my friend Enigma too. I did the exact same thing, but I actually got lost from her. I actually jumped off and I went down without her on accident. And when you're not going in those tubes, I guess friction or however fucking science works, I was like, bye. And then I tried to stop and I was like, I guess I can't. And I came around a corner and then she hit me in the back of the head. And I was like, oh, there you are. Jump back on the fucking boat. So God, we had that. It was just it was a blast. We got to hang out at a water park. And then I got to ride one of those fucking, dude, I got to ask her if she's got that video. I need to text. Oh my God, dude, she's got to send me that video. I'd never seen, you know, one of those like wave pools, not those fucking things where you sit in a tube and everyone gets waves thrown at them. I'm talking about where it looks like you're surfing or whatever. They had one of those boogie board things and I kept watching people and like, I got a little cocky. I was like, dude, I can skateboard. I can do this. I'm going to like kind of show off. And I jumped on and man, just wrong enough that I immediately fell. I fell so fucking hard. The guy's like, show me how to do it. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Jump. It looks like I died. It looks like I died in fucking wave heaven. And then they let you try it again and you feel like such a jackass. You literally get to walk back around and you're like, thank you. You like pass little kids. You're like, I'm 34. And then you're like, I have to do this. My adolescence I didn't have this when I was a kid. I fucking always hated that when I was a kid. You watch an adult to walk in front of you to do something that you're like, go ride a motorcycle, to go do something that adults do. It would fucking piss me off. But I signed a waiver and I'm going to do my second try because I get to. But he got me up that time and then I gave him like a thumbs up, which was not my goal. I wanted to fucking like try to stand on it and do something cool, but I didn't. I looked like a jackass. And I wonder what else. What was the other thing we did? We did that. Dude, I've had some of the, they also, for some fucking reason, because I was the surprise, they were like, well, we're not going to let you pay for anything. So literally, even the birthday girl was paying. Are you sure it wasn't my birthday? Are you sure you didn't trick me and it was my birthday? Because I've had a couple birthdays I felt like were skipped. And this felt like a young man's fun birthday. So thank you guys. But dude, we kept eating so much fucking nice food. They brought out, dude, I'm so fucking poor. They brought out a seafood pizza, and they were like, Bobby, did you want a piece of this? And it was just sitting in the middle before they touched it. And I go, I don't know what that is. I didn't know if I should start throwing my chopsticks at it. I didn't know if I should start cutting it. They picked it up like it was a piece of pizza, and I was like, it looked like a video game. I was like, it looked like it didn't break like that. And then they picked it up. I was like, what the fucking shit is that? What the shit of fucking goddamn? Wait, Expedia, a new message waiting you. Your hotel sent you up. Oh my God, your hotel sent you an update. Oh, I wish I had something to write down, because I'll tell you this. If they're not giving me my refund, I will pitch a fucking tent or whatever. I know it's okay. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. And then what the fuck else? Yeah. Oh yeah, that was what happened. So I came in town and I was going to be in town for like roughly 3 or 4 days. Like whenever Venetia saw me, she goes, "Are you staying in town?" I was like, "Yes." And then she's like, "For the party on Saturday?" I was like, "Okay, so not for the party on Saturday, because that's a week away. I can't stay here for a week." And then there was something wrong with my flight, and they were basically trying to fix stuff, and they'll like throw like flight credits at people and stuff, and they're like, "We'll save you money if you change your flight." And that happened twice, and they changed it for me twice, so I left a week later. I was like, "Hey, if I'm not buying my flights, I don't give a flying fuck where I go. I'll change my fucking license plate to New Jersey or however the fuck that works." And so then, yeah, my flights. They delayed my flights, and then, but for good measure, because I had just so much fucking fun. They're like, "Are you sure you don't want to? You could probably stay a little bit." And I was like, "You're right, we should stay." And then on Saturday, my friend Venetia had this, like, she has a, it's like a 2000s, like, it's like a 2000s party, like event party, and she's on stage as Christina Aguilera singing songs. Other people come on stage. I would love to say I dressed up as Britney Spears, but I was dressed up as Britney Spears. They were like, "Who should Bobby be?" And then girls started talking over me, and it was just like, "Britney, bitch." So I got to be Britney Spears, and I'll tell you what. Oops, I looking real good. I dress like Britney. And everyone said, "You look like Britney Spears." Like, no one was even like, "What do you dress?" Everyone's like, "You're fucking Britney Spears." Kind of became the highlight of the party. People would be asking me to take my picture, and I'd be like, "Just so you know, I'm a comedian." They're like, "We don't give a flying fuck about that. You're Britney Spears." So we got to dance around, and I dressed like Britney fucking Spears, and I went on stage, and I sang some fucking songs. I was telling it, jumped into the crowd. They missed me, landed on my fucking face. Just kidding. But goddamn if that wasn't fun. Goddamn if that wasn't a beautiful blast from the past. Got to sing songs. Got to dance around with my friends. Got to go on the town. Got to be around other people who are like, "Hey, if I'm staying in town, are you taking off work tomorrow?" And they would go, "Yeah, you're goddamn right I am. I have to." Because Bobby Jaycox doesn't always come in town. And guess what? I'm coming back in like a week. "Bobby, are you sure?" "Yeah, it's like 2 if I think about it, but I'm just going to go there, and I'm going to be in New York doing shows. You can come see my shows in New York. I'll let you know where they're at online. But for right now, that's it." go out there. I'm going to fucking hang out with them again because they're like, Bobby, come out. And sometimes you ever have to buy a flight and you're like, well, I'm not doing anything for 5 days anyways, because technically I'm about to be homeless in Austin, Texas, unless I get an apartment, and they are expensive. And I want to live. So I think I'm going to just be homeless, because I also think that I think I have to be. My health insurance, like I asked the other day, they're like, are you homeless? I'm like, yes. They're like, okay, we're just checking. Bobby, are you still homeless? The last time I checked, I swear to God, the last time I checked, I was homeless. The last time I checked, I had nothing left. You ever like ask someone how like little money they would have in their bank account to like be like people who like, I was like, what's like I remember asking a friend, I was like, what's like the least amount? She was like, if I get like down to like $7,000, I'll start to freak out. I'm like, if I had that, I would literally go to Ireland just to make sure my family's not from there. Bobby, you don't sound Irish at all. That's how I know. That's how I know I'm not Irish. That's how I know. I'm just ready to fucking not be in this apartment. There is my Zach moved out. He is like pretty much moved out. Everything's all empty, and god damn, I would sleeping in a car not as weird as when the rest of the apartment's empty. Like I feel like I go to the kitchen, you open the door and it's like it's just like fucking desolate. And yeah, a lot of things about living with my bro fucking were not cool. We had to figure a lot of fucking things out. But I love the guy. And so now that time is over and I'm going to be homeless. Can you spell homeless? Mm-hmm. Oh my God. And here's the thing about being homeless. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. You just don't have, because here's the thing. I've had 2 apartments and was homeless or whatever. Like I couldn't get to either one of them because one like was about to lapse and I had to move out, but then I had to pay for my other one. So I'm sleeping in the car before I get to Austin, you know? So when those things fucking happen, you're like, my health insurance did hit me up and they were like, yeah, you might lose coverage if you didn't like do this. I was like, dude, I filed all this kind of stuff and I was homeless. And I called the lady on the phone. She goes, oh, if you were homeless, that's very helpful. It's like, this is America. This is America. I am American, but they fucked up my voting thing. I literally went to vote and they're like, yeah, you weren't like registered. I'm like, I've been American. I hate it. I hate it here. I'm going to move to a place or just talk about moving to a place like everyone else does. You know, I'm moving. Oh, no, shit. I was thinking about moving. Even though I never traveled or anything, I was thinking about moving to. Ugh. And then I am one of those guys, too, that I am so poor, but I got home and I didn't want to drink another cockroach in my coffee because that happens sometimes with my voice. I didn't want to drink another cockroach in my coffee, so instead I went across the street and bought a coffee. And I sent a picture to my friend and I was like, all I have left is there's like a $1 hanging out. She's like, yeah, and that $6 fucking coffee. And I was like, damn, burn, bitch. Damn, I just didn't want to drink a fucking. So today I'm drinking homemade coffee. It's homemade coffee from the cheap jug that they make, the big container where you scoop it out and you're just like, I don't like my life, but I'm making my own coffee, so I must be better than everybody else. Yeah, I'm gonna go to New Jersey in June. I'm gonna help my friends set up, and then I'm gonna go do some shows, dude. I want to go fucking out to New York. I just like going out to New York. Anytime I feel lost, I feel like New York solves it for me. So I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna go to Cleveland, Ohio, and then I'm gonna fly to New Jersey. And then I'm going to fly back home. And I think possibly while I'm headlining at the Velveeta Room, I will be homeless. I will technically not have a home. So as a guy who will not have a home after celebrating 1 year in Austin, Texas, living the dream, come see my shows. Because if you don't come see my shows, so just fucking come see a show. Otherwise it's all going to be over. Do you want me to go back to being a firefighter? I didn't think so. You guys all laugh when I say it on stage, so you better not laugh when you're in a smoking building and I'm the one coming to save you. And you're like, I'm like, you should have bought the more tickets. Link down in bio. Bobby, you forgot to put the link. Shut the fuck up. Use your brain. Everyone does that. No one's good at this. We're comedians. Oh, that's what I do too. I listen to other comedians' podcasts. I'm like, actually, they should do this. And I'm like, you get 6 views a week, Bobby. Shut the fuck up. There's a great. There's a great, like sadness. I feel like whenever like a change happens in my life, like I literally came home from the road. Zach had moved all of his stuff out and I had my empty room and I was just like, oh, you know, like that sadness. Like I think I'm bad at like changes, but then there is an inner voice that like talks to you or whatever. The next day, whenever I was like getting up and starting my day, whenever Zach came home, he was like packing up stuff and I was like, I'm just going to help him throw stuff in his car. You know what I mean? Like you just like did that. And then we started laughing and then we went out that night and we all went and hung out. And I was like, sometimes you just got to let bygones be bygones. And I know that I'm not bi, but the gones are. I know I'm not bi, but the bygones are bygone. And I know I seem like I'm bi, but I'm not. My friend Venetia introduces me all the time. She goes, this is my gay friend Bobby who's not gay. And is that the most accurate thing I've ever heard? You be the judge. I'm not gay. My dad is. So I had that. I came home and I literally just cried. I literally was like in my room. I had this like, because it's not like, dude, I've slept in my car and been happy. I don't know. All the things that people think make you sad don't make you sad. It's just change. It's just doing this. But the thing I've noticed is that like the best way to do it is to like plunge through it. Like literally, like I feel like I try to treat everything like you have that thing where you like think you could like, if you're like on the edge of a cliff and you had a parachute, you just jump off. Or if you were like, or maybe that's just me, but like you have these like ideas, I could just do that or whatever. You got to do that with, I try to do that with every moment instead of being like, this thing sucks, this thing sucks, this thing sucks. Like being like, it does suck. What are you going to do about it? It does suck. What are you going to do about it? And then if things still suck, how long can you let that fucking thing ruminate before you need to like make more room in your brain? Because when I was gone on the road hanging out with my friends, I had no worries or problems. They took care of me. I felt good. Then I came home and I had all this fucking massive weight and problems like waiting for me. But I was like, how about I just like start to deal with them? You know what I mean? How about you just start to deal with them instead of being like, instead of just living up here, it's express. You got to express yourself. And if you're listening to this still, you're like, I think this guy's gay and doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, you just wait and see. And you might be right. And you might see me working on as a homeless person soon. And you'll be like, I told you weren't going to make it. Or I'll be famous and I'll see you and I'll be like, I told you I was going to make it. You're like, how the fuck do you know I was even going to say it? How do you fuck do you know that I said that was inside of my head? No idea. God, I'm out of stuff not to talk about. I'm out of like bandwidth because I have so many things to do. Because here's what I have to do as soon as I get off here, and maybe you know what this is like. You're like, I have to look for an apartment and decide if I should get a storage unit, get an apartment, get a little bit of a refund on this fucking apartment for all the fucking things, or go live on the road, go sublet a place. I'm kind of thinking about doing that. There's a part of me that thinks, because like I have to come back sometimes, I'm kind of thinking about like, is it cheaper to maybe fucking live in New York for a month or whatever? Definitely not Los Angeles. I can't do that. But like it's New York and Austin right now. I just want to go back and forth because those places are fun. And then I'll be going on the road with fucking Tatum. So like we are going to have so much fucking fun. I just want to focus on that, you know? I want to focus on that. Not where I live, because this place I've been paying for so, dude, I've barely been here. I have my bed that's over there and this and a closet. Then the bathroom. But like, that's where all my stuff is. It's like, right here. So do I really need my own place? Do I really need to come home and have my own place to shit? Isn't that the best? I really do love having my own place to shit. Like as soon as this episode's done, if you're like, what's he going to do? Is he going to upload? No, he's going to shit first, then upload. Shit down, then upload. And if I don't, it's only because that pain went away for a second or whatever. Yeah, I keep hearing people say this. Someone said the other day, they're like, because if they're like, oh, if you hold in a fart, like it turns into a burp. I don't know if I believe that. Because that would mean that like, that would be like, then if I don't poop, then it turns into throw up. Right? Like I have a very hard time believing I hold in my fart and then it just waits there and he goes, fine, okay. I'll go all the way back. I'll go all the way back where I started, going through, and then like going past pieces of shit, just like, excuse me, thank you. Like whenever you walk through like a train, like, you know what I mean? You ever seen that movie Ghost? Get all of my train! So I don't think that happens, right? There's no way that can happen. You can't, I don't think that happens. I don't think that if you hold in your fart, it turns into a burp. And I don't think if you're hurt, because if you don't hold your poop, it doesn't turn into throw up. And I don't think, and also that wouldn't make sense either. Like, why would is a fart stinks? And if that fart was already in your tummy, if it has to go back through, wouldn't your burp make everyone throw up? I'll tell you this. I did burp once in an Uber and it was so stinky. Even the Uber driver rolled down his window. Everyone, I go, I'm so sorry. My buddy's wife was like, it's so stinky. She doesn't speak great English. So she was like, Bobby, it's stinky. And I was like, I didn't know. I didn't know when I burped it was going to smell like my grandma and grandpa fucking. So that's how we're ending the podcast. Love you. Follow. Do all the things that are important for me today. I'm about to be homeless. So if you're like, I've always wondered if I should join Patreon. Yeah. Do it now. If you're always wondering, should I subscribe? It's one button. Do a couple buttons on your phone and help this guy out. Bobby, I don't want to help you out. Well, then I have to sell everything behind me. I played Cocaine Bobby, and that's a replica robe. So if you want to buy a replica robe from a music video, it's right there. And you'll message me, and I'll be like, I can't sell it because I love them too much. And I love you guys. Have a good night. That's the fucking episode. I'll fucking see you later. Bye.